Hey everybody, welcome to the finals of the 2024 Extra Pint Crokinole Club Singles Tournament. Brian Christofel is taking on Brooklyn Crokinole's Marc Ponzio. To open up with the volley, Brian wins. He's going to elect hammer. Marc's going to start things off. Marc's been on a tear this entire tournament. He starts things off with an open 20. Brian comes up short. Marc clears. And Brian with the clear. Marc finished second overall in the round robin. Brian ninth, believe it or not. Marc finishing first in 20s during the round robin phase. He's only lost one round this entire single elimination phase. That being to Nick Ozmore in the semis. Brian Christofel, proven to be a giant slayer, taking out Seth from bowling 6-7 in the first round, taking down Tracey in a double overtime historic match in the quarterfinals, and again taking out former champion Magic Mike McTague in his semifinal round, and now faces off against Marc Ponzio of the Brooklyn Crokinole Club, who is up 3-1 in the cup, now 2-3. Now Marc looks like he's going to put this first round away. He turns into his 20s race at the end. Marc wins at 3-4.
That's okay.
Both excellent players here. Brian's last year's, I believe, third place finisher in this tournament. Last year, I believe Marc finished 9th overall. This leaves a heavy hanger for Brian, and he can't convert. He's a touch and 20 opportunity for Marc. He's not missing those today. Brian again in and out. There's another tap in 20 from Marc Ponzio.
That's it.
He converts that one. Brian's disc stays on Marc's side of the board. Rather unfortunate for him. Marc will simply try to play to his side. Marc not interested in coming into the center. Tied in the cup with hammer. Brian tries to come off a peg, get some action on it. Marc might try to peel this. Doesn't get the peel, but has the same result. His disc remains on his side of the board. Brian now has two discs to deal with. He's going to try to get a double peel somehow. Force Marc back into the center. Very difficult shot. Not sure the angle's there. Managed to touch it.
You have one more? You're hammer this. Go hammer.
He's a running short on discs. Marc will simply ditch his shot. Force Brian's hand. Brian hits a peg, and that's going to do it for this round. Marc up 4-0. This is a race to 11.
My lead. Correct.
Marc starts things off with a 20 once again. Brian goes long. Crack starting to show. Crack starting to show for Brian Christofel. After going 3 sudden death rounds in a row. One going to double overtime against Tracey. Marc, in the meanwhile, has blown through the competition here. He's been on his game all day. Very nice shot from Brian. Marc's going to keep that disc on. Try to roll into the center. He ends up on his side of the board. Brian can see it. Rolls in. Nice follow-through attempt by Mark. Might be there for the touch 20. It is. He gets it. And Brian goes up 2-1 with hammer. Mark tries to go through his own to get rid of that disc. Doesn't go. Brian's going to make an attempt for a bump and run. Ends up near the hole, but on Mark's side of the board. Tough follow-through shot from Mark. Doesn't go. Brian elects to come into the center. Risky strategy. Doesn't need to. Mark now with a follow-through opportunity. Gets the double clear. Doesn't quite go though. And Brian's going to take 2 points back. Brian will start out round 4. He fires. He comes up just a little bit short. Oh, he's an own goal. Gives Mark a free 20. Down against the hammer now. Brian has work cut out for him. It's not going to do it. He fires. Still no clear path into the center. He's going to need to follow through if he wants to get in. Mark very successful getting these clears, controlling his disc. There he goes. Now he's finally in the center. Mark right back out. Ricochet 20 opportunity though. Difficult but makeable shot. Can't get it to fall, ends up catching a peg. Mark not doing anything special. He's taking what Brian gives him. Brian puts it in a good spot. Forces Mark to peel. Maybe too late though. Brian's going to need this 20 to have any chance. He gets it. He needs a Steve or a Super Steve from Mark, and he drills the 20. Mark's going to take down the next 2 points and go up 6-2. Again with he starts with an open 20. Mark very, very good today on those. Brian responds. Mark goes long and to the right. Maybe his widest miss of the day. Brian with board control. He'll force Mark to make a move here. Brian needs simply to clear. He has last shot. He doesn't need the 20. Doesn't get the clear. Ends up kind of close to the hole there. Oh, the flub. Oh, Brian's going to give it to him. But active sportsmanship comes back to bite him.
I'll give you any of those you do.
One that should have gone into the ditch. Mark says he'll give Brian one of those if that happens to happen. Mark with a nice ricochet 20. Brian with the open. Mark stays to the outside. He's going to try to force Brian into the middle. Brian has to force himself to the middle. Not sure the angle is there. Nope, he's going to catch a peg. Mark goes up 8-2. Possibly 2 rounds away I'm taking out the extra Pint Crokinole Club's best here.
At least he got 2 points so far.
Brian's turn to start. Does not get the opening 20. Marc with a very nice follow-through. Very difficult shot. Brian can't respond. And after 2 shots, Brian's in trouble. He shoots, can't make it fall.
Well, you might have had it when I saw it.
Marc catches a peg. And Marc's been missing today. It's been to his advantage. As Brian has to go through his own if he has any hope of catching this disc here. Doesn't quite go. He's lucky to lose all 3. Brian again, not having board control.
Don't fuck around.
Marc rolls to the side. Tough angle, it's there. Oh, he gets it. Very nice shot by Brian Christofel.
And I don't think I even really have a shot on that. It's my hammer, right?
Brian is actually Marc's protege. Marc taught Brian this game a year or so ago.
Going through my own.
And Brian has improved tremendously since he started in just a short amount of time.
And there's just not enough space.
That disc in one of those spots, very difficult to hit. I think a peg is in the way
No line there.
from either side. His own disc is in the way, going up the middle. Oh, he's lucky to take his own disc out.
It's unlikely.
Not a lot he can do there. Brian is with a similar shot, but he can see that blue disc. He doesn't peel. Marc with the ricochet 20, he goes for it.
Holy shit.
All but seals the deal here. Marc has hammer. Brian's going to need this 20.
I got one more shot. If I stack them, which is
I hope Marc misses on his next shot. Correct strategy, but it doesn't go. He can't get the 20 to fall.
That's why I have to hit something. Yeah.
Instead of going over the hole, Marc is simply going to hit, stick in the 15, almost sinks another 20. It is now match point for Marc Ponzio.
Championship point.
Last round. Maybe
As the
last.
crowd begins to gather around the table in anticipation.
And my last shot, so much.
Again with an opening 20. Brian responds. Marc again. Brian comes up short. Fatigue clearly setting in now for Brian Christofel. Can't get the clear. Maybe able to go through his own, almost. Nice attempt. Brian might be able to go through his own here. With a 20, nope, doesn't quite go. There's an opportunity for Marc.
Not bad. Not great, but not bad.
Seth, I'm bad at this. I'm bad at this. I'm watching this too much.
Lines up for tapping. Double takeout 20.
There's that double take.
As he goes up, 2 20s in the cup.
That's money on that one.
That would normally win the pot. The pot has already been won. If you do a double takeout and get a 20. One of the jackpots. Brian clears. Running out of time now. He's a mistake from Marc. He's not going to get it. Marc ends up peeling, which is fine. Difficult shot for Brian. It doesn't go, ends up in between the pegs. Brian has 2 discs left. He's going to need both of them. And it doesn't go. Marc Ponzio is going to be your 2024 Extra Pint Crokinole Club Singles Tournament Champion. Congrats to Marc. An excellent played tournament.
USA! Nice job! Great job, dude! Great job!
As we move on,
Dude, I don't have my camera out yet.
the drinking of the championship yard. Marc isn't a big drinker, and he has to drive all the way back to New York City, so he took his drink, worked you out of the yard, and it is on to the other Extra Pint champions. You have to win an Extra Pint tournament to have rights to drink out of the yard. Jeremy Tracey, of course, the 2022 U.S. Open winner, along with Ron Wangel, who'll do the honors. Next would be J. Red Herring Molloy,
What's in there?
winner of the Larry Longballs tournament back in 2021. Brian, yes, you have to remind of the rule. You have to win a tournament. Have rights to the yard.
Fill it, Jay. 1, 2.
This is one of the strengths of Jay's game here.
Lose the job. Open the throw.
I subbed for you like one game. I don't remember if you won that.
It's on a master class of how to drink beer in the championship trophy.
There it is. Here it comes. Bubble.
Oh, you can't quite do it. Seth from Bowling's going to finish things off for us.
Seth from Bowling, there you go.
Seth, at least a 2-time winner of the Extra Pint Doubles League.
You gotta go to Bourbon.
No. Yeah. All right, grow hair on your chest.
And there you go. Good job, Seth. We're going to move on to the interview with our winner, Marc Ponzio.
Clean up.
All right, I'm here with Marc Ponzio, champion of the 2024 Extra Pint Crokinole Club Singles Tournament. How you doing, Marc?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Hey, tell me about your experience this year compared to last year when you came.
Well, this year I had a great time, both times actually. It's a lot of fun. I think I said it on my site or on the Brooklyn Crokinole Club site that it's like the handsome younger brother to the U.S. Open, this event. It's just a lot of fun. It's this more or less the same guys. It doesn't have some of the fanfare of the U.S. Open, but it's still an excellent experience. And last year I kind of got knocked out fairly early. This year I played a little harder and did a little better, definitely.
Yeah, we try to keep this one, we try to save the big fanfare for the U.S. Open. That's definitely the bigger event. This one, if anyone's looking for really competitive singles play in the U.S., by all means, come up for this one. It's usually either January or February. And these guys up there are really getting really good. It's
certainly some of the best players. Certainly some of the best players on U.S. soil. I mean, we had one, or I think it was just one Canadian this time. Jeremy Tracey showed up, but everyone else, you know, from Jason to Nick Ozmore to Magic to Josh, everyone here, and it was quite a group of people that are exceptionally experienced, great players, wonderful people to hang out with. Definitely had a lot of fun and very competitive atmosphere.
Yeah, the great Jeremy Tracey was there, and he did not win. He did not even place. That tells you Brian Christofel, your opponent in the finals, was on an absolute tear. He beat Seth from Bowling 6-7, then took out Jeremy Tracey in double overtime, took out Magic Mike, and then he ran into you.
Yeah.
I think
Brian used the power of the mustache to win as far as he did.
Definitely best mustache, that's for sure.
Best mustache of the event, and that's saying something in that event. There's a lot of great beards and mustaches at that event. But yeah, no, he's a great player, and he actually destroyed me last year. I taught him how to play like a year prior, So I'm very proud of how he does.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he destroyed me last year, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's great, and he's been practicing and learning and playing really well.
Yeah, the level of play has definitely gone up over the last year or so. This year, the average 20s per game was a 1.8, I think, per player. So everyone's scoring a lot more 20s than they did even last year. Last year there was 20 people in this pool, and there were less 20s. Where today? That just tells you going back and forth. Speaking of 20s, unfortunately we didn't get this on video, but in your round robin match with Magic Mike, Mike had 16 in a row. He had 2 perfect games, and you had 7 each of those.
I couldn't believe that match. When it was over, I just looked at Magic and I was like, oh my God, because I had won the first 2 rounds by just playing and positioning a couple of 20s, kind of your average matches or rounds. And then in the 3rd round, I hit 7 20s, he hit 8. Oh my God, that's amazing. And then the 4th round, again, I hit 7, he hit 8. So those 2 rounds alone, he had 2 perfect matches rounds back to back. It was so incredible. I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
experience.
I don't remember that happening ever, and maybe the NCAA guys could remember a time when that might have happened. But a perfect game is rare enough because both guys need to be kind of near the whole game. But to get 2 in a row is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Magic, he's super good, man. He won the Survivor tournament at last year's meet and greet, which is the 20-hole contest, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that this year because that was amazing what was going on.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big deal. Yeah, you got about 9 guys that were in this tournament, including Jeremy, that are definitely potential like A players in the NCAA. I know Seth won C pool. I think it was at Turtle Island. Jay's been in the A pool. Chet's been in the B pool. Aaron's in the A pool. If Mike would get there, I don't think he's been up to an actual NCAA, but he was 18th in the world, so that's good enough.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember. I was there.
I remember when Nick was there, but Nick was on fire too. Nick Ozmore of Extra Pint, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
He was averaging over 220s a game too. Now everyone's want to tell you, Mark, he won most 20s at 177. He won 74.2% of all the points he could have. So basically he was averaging about 6 points a game. He was just tearing through everybody. 32.5% of the discs he shot ended up in the 20 hole. That's almost 1 out of every 3. And that's good enough for 2.6 20s a game on average throughout the whole average. They played a total of how many games did we play per person? 68 games.
Wow.
Per person total. In the this is just round robin stats. So
yeah. Thank you. That was incredible.
yeah, Jeremy finished top he finished at top of the round robin with 115 points, or 84.5% of the points available. He's still elite. Like, we're not at his level yet.
Yeah.
He's still he's up there. But that second round, man, it was an absolute meat grinder. And you just went on a tear. You were on a tear before that. You really went on a tear after that. You lost, I think, a total of 2 matches or 2 rounds the entire second round. I think you lost one to Nick.
Well, I can tell you in the round robin, I tied like 2 matches, and I think I only lost 2. One of them was to Jeremy Tracey, and the other one was to Aaron Lewis, who played exceptionally well.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone played great, but it was just one hell of a competitive field out there. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was really good, and you were really on your 20s, man. I think that definitely made the difference and pulled it over the top. You weren't missing much at all, and I think you lost 1 to Nick and 1 to Brian in the finals, and that was it.
Yeah.
So all right, man. Thanks for joining us.
It was a pleasure, and I hope
man. I can't. You should be proud of yourself. Brooklyn's coming up strong. So tell me about We'll do a brief U.S. Open preview here for your clubs. You're coming up with Connor, right?
Yeah, it'll be me and Connor this year round. Unfortunately, my regular partner, David, he's not going to be able to make the trip. He's kind of more or less retired and out of the area. But yeah, Connor Cord's a great player. He's one of our strong club members. He's won our regular events before. And he and I just sort of partnered up. And then there's going to be 4 teams coming from Brooklyn. There's me and Connor. There's Liz and Ryan. There's Ben and Danny, two other regulars who've been coming plenty of times. This is the first time they're coming for the U.S. Open, though. And then there's Jose and his brother, another couple of strong players. Well, Jose is a very strong player in our club. His brother, I think, was a last-minute partner, but still, he's going to come up and have a great time. And we're just happy to be a part of the events and happy to be there and competing, man. It's a great.
You guys got some. There's a couple teams there. Like, I'm not really thrilled to play you and Connor or especially Kaz and Liz right now. It's gonna be. This tournament here. The singles was kind of cutthroat. U.S. Open's gonna be the same way. There's like 6, I say, really, really strong teams. There's another 6 that can easily upset any of those 6. And there's about 15 teams that are really, really close in skill level.
Who's coming down from Canada? Do you know the list there?
Say again?
Do you know the list that's coming down from Canada?
Yeah, I think we got Jeremy Tracey and Andrew Hutchinson, the Beerlings, of course. We got Jeremy's kids. We got Nolan and Garrett. Or is it Reed and no? It's Reed and Nolan.
Reed and Nolan, I think.
Yeah, Garrett's coming down to play with. I forget who he's playing with. Somebody else dropped out, but he's gonna be tough.
Okay.
Who else is coming? Ron Langle and Paul Braubacker.
Okay.
Last year.
Yeah. So at least 5 or 6 Canadian teams.
Yeah, Roy Campbell was supposed to play with Nick Ozmore, and those guys are very dangerous. I'm not sure if he can make it, or I'm not sure what's going on there, but you might see Roy there as well.
It's an all-star lineup, definitely.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Thanks for showing up and doing the interview, and we hope to see you guys and the rest of Brooklyn crew at the U.S. Open.
Thank you for having us out, and thanks for the interview today. And I appreciate the hell out of what you do, especially with all the editing and videos and everything. It does a lot for the sport, and we all appreciate it.
All right, try, man. Hey, you too. Take care.
Take care, man.
Bye.